Welcome back to the Weekly Download. Today, we bring you news from around the world and a research focused look at why simulation and play continue to shape how children learn. Sit back, relax, grab your little sibling, and let the download commence. First up, teachers are embracing interactive tech in the classroom. Think video games, videos, and visuals instead of dusty old textbooks. It's school catching up with reality. Gen Z didn't grow up clicking next slide. They grew up swiping, tapping, and asking Siri for life advice. And this isn't just trendy talk. These tools are boosting real engagement in actual classrooms. Speaking of Gen Z, younger educators are far more likely to bring AI tools like ChatGPT into the classroom than boomers or even Gen X teachers. And according to them, it's not just about making lessons feel modern, it's making class more interactive and freeing up more time for group projects instead of long, boring lectures. Meanwhile, the AI debate isn't all sunshine and memes. Some professors say students are already tired of tech taking over, and people worry AI could steal our attention and critical thinking if we're not careful. So, this week, there was a big security powwow in Florida called the Shield of America's Summit. Think anti cartel Avengers meeting hosted by US. President Donald Trump, leaders from about a dozen Latin American and Caribbean countries showed up to talk security, drug trafficking, and a new America's counter cartel coalition aimed at coordinating military and police action across the hemisphere. But here's the tea. Belize wasn't invited at all, not even on the RSVP list. Prime Minister John Briceño confirmed it straight up. No invite, no seat at the table. Folks online are already calling it everything from left off the playlist to floating in the overflow section. And we're not the only ones feeling that awkward exclusion vibe. Major regional players like Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, and Venezuela weren't invited either. From a diplomatic angle, some analysts say this summit mostly drew countries Washington thinks are politically aligned, while critics are already calling the whole thing too military heavy and light on real strategy. For Belize, this raises some serious questions about our role in regional security, especially when cartels and cross border crimes get talked about as hemisphere priorities. Is Belize being sidelined because of our size, our foreign policy, or is this just geopolitics playing chess while Belize watches from the sidelines? Let's be real. Children are not built to sit down, stay quiet, and absorb information like little office employees. That don't know how picnic operate. They learn by doing, exploring, pretending, asking questions, touching things they probably weren't supposed to touch, and sometimes making a small mess in the name of discovery. And that is exactly why simulation and play matter in children's learning. Too often, play gets treated like it's separate from learning, when really, for children, play is learning. Because while they're playing, they're also building problem solving skills, creativity, communication, coordination, and emotional awareness. It may look like pure confusion to adults, but trust. Plenty is going on upstairs. And when simulation enters the mix, learning gets even stronger. Simulation takes the lesson off the page and puts it into real life. Instead of just hearing about a concept, children get to step into it. They can role play, make decisions, solve problems, and interact with what they're learning in a way that actually sticks. A child pretending to run a little shop is learning numbers, communication, and responsibility. A classroom role play can teach teamwork and empathy faster than one long lecture that have half the class mentally in their house already. And let's not overlook unstructured play either. Not every lesson needs strict rules, a neat little outcome, and one correct answer. Sometimes the best learning happens when children get space to imagine, create, and figure things out for themselves. No pressure, no over explaining, no adult standing there like, excuse me, that is not how we do it. So, no, play is not a distraction, and simulation is not just some cute add on to make class look modern. They are real tools that help children connect, understand, and grow. And let's be honest, those are usually the lessons that stay with them long after school bell ring. That's the weekly download for this week. Breaking down global news with real research so you know not just what's happening, but why it matters. Catch you next time for more news, more insight, and the stories behind the headlines. Download complete.